Okay, we are live, girl. What in the world was going on in both episodes today?
A bunch of nonsense.
Oh my God. I mean, yeah, we got a lot to unpack. I'm going to give it a couple minutes for folks to start strolling in. The notification just went out. Um, yeah, I'm sitting up here with Lily. I don't know, that girl there. And
Uh,
Phyllis too. I mean, good grief.
yeah, Phyllis is. Well, at least Summer was trying to get through to her, but you can't get through to that woman.
Mm-mm. Not at all. Hey y'all, I see y'all coming in the chat. Hey Monique, Angela, Aisha, Myra, Jacqueline, Melissa Spencer, Vicky. Aisha put a waffle in the chat talking about Ridge. Girl,
Mm-hmm.
you
Yep,
see what he did?
sure did.
Oh yeah, we're gonna break all of that down. Alright. Yes, happy election day, you guys. I know Medora put that in the chat. All right. Yeah, it just went out. I just went live, Belinda. Yeah, I know I usually come on a little bit earlier, but it's been a busy day today, and I had to catch up on this on Y&R. I was so busy, I missed it, and I'm like, dang, I gotta watch Y&R. So I ended up watching it pre-recorded, so I'm gonna have to go through all the commercials. So all right,
Yeah.
so welcome you guys to Soap Corner Talk. We're going to do the midday chat for where we're discussing The Young and the Restless, Bold and Beautiful for November 5th. Happy Taco Tuesday to you guys, and I know you guys are out there, out and about. If you are voting today, I got our girl Keish on the line.
Hey, y'all.
Yes, we got her back again. And then for Bold, Bree will probably be popping in very, very shortly. She obviously wants to get on the Bold and the Beautiful train conversation today. All right, girly. Without any further ado, let's talk about Young and Restless. Let's talk about Miss Lady and Nate.
Yeah.
I don't know about that, because after all of that fluff and conversation and trying to tap into his emotions after the first conversation, it all comes down to, I need some money, or you the one got the money to do all this.
Yeah, that's. I don't understand where she. I don't know if this is just an all around scam on Nate, or if she really is at odds with her son and is just using Nate to find him because she doesn't have the money to do it. So that's what I'm curious about. Like, I'm curious if the son is in on this and they're planning on scamming Nate in some way, or is she just using Nate to find her son because she doesn't have the means to do so.
I
Because she
mean,
is definitely like laying on this sob story, and it just none of this, in my opinion, makes sense.
I don't like the fact that she don't respect boundaries, because he told her
Yeah.
3 times, I don't think I'm the person to be doing this. And each time she pulled out the hair and the mementos, and then she was, when he said it again, he was like, "Well, I think," she said, "Well, I think you are." I'm like, "Lady, how many times do that man got to tell you that he don't want to do this?"
Yeah, she is being pushy with him, and it's just what she's asking in general is
A lot.
way too much. There's no way on earth you should be having a stranger find your son and tell him that you have a terminal illness and you only have so many months to live. On top of the fact that his dad, the dad that raised him, isn't his biological dad. Like that blows my mind in itself. But then
Yeah.
asking him to fund it all is just, yeah, this woman is. Mm,
Yeah, I'm not feeling that. This whole thing is something about. Then she was like, "You know what? I think I'm gonna settle down in Genoa City a little bit longer and visit some
mm-hmm.
friends." I'm like, "Don't you have stage 4 leukemia?"
Right. Right.
I mean, shouldn't you be getting treatments? I mean, unless she decides to forego it. I mean, I've heard like that. They're like, forget it. If I'm gone, I'm gone. I'm not going to put myself through all that treatment.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean, she is laying it on thick. And who you got? I'm like, who is she? Who else is she connected to? The Abbotts?
Um, I, I guess I just felt like she was just talking about in general. She knows
Okay.
people there because she used to live there years ago. I didn't think they were going to go into like maybe her knowing characters that we know.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, LaShanta and Jenna, we see you because she was having problems with her comments yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and who else? Somebody. Oh, Miss Welder. Hey there. Good afternoon. Um, yeah, I don't know about this one. I mean, and it would be a soapy November sweeps plot if she is up to something.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
would actually prefer it that way because this whole notion that Nate has a big brother that she wants him to mentor is just very strange to me.
it is out of the blue. Yeah, I mean, but it's not like he would be like, "Oh, you're my big brother? Cool. Yes,
Yeah.
I will let you mentor me. I will shadow you." And it's like, first he got to get over the shock that you lied to him, and second of all, he don't know this man. Who's to say that he
Right.
would connect with him?
Yeah, and she, what did she say? He's been a troubled man or something like that. He just doesn't have any direction. It's like, why do you think that this complete and total stranger can help him with that if you
Exactly.
couldn't? Like, why are you laying all of this in this man's innate lap?
I agree with you on that. It's like, ma'am, you putting a lot on him to do. And she was like, I feel so bad, and I know that. I'm like, you had 40, and I'm assuming this guy's probably about 40 something years old. You had 40 some years to tell this man the truth. And when they asked, why haven't you told? I wanted to do it, but I couldn't I couldn't get myself to do it. Then that's a you problem.
Exactly. Don't put that on me.
Exactly. You chose not to do that, so you're gonna sit up here and keep this secret all this time, and then you're gonna come to this guy who don't know nothing. Nate don't know anything about this, and say, you know what? I'm gonna drop a bombshell in your lap. And by the way, I want you to do the legwork to make sure all this happened. Tell your brother that I'm dying. Tell him that your father, who you thought was your father, is not your father, but it was actually my father, and we share a father. So that makes us brothers. I mean, it's a lot. But like what you say?
I said a mess.
A mess, and that's the thing. It would make for good soapy drama if it's something totally different and she is scamming.
Yeah.
All right. I got an issue with Alan. I don't know if you picked up on this. So the conversation with Alan and Tracy want him to move in, and his excuse for being hesitant is that he don't want to trigger Ashley. And I'm like, Alan was around her before she went into the hospital. She had no problem being around Alan. Why would she have a problem being around Alan after she's healthy? Does that make sense to you?
I mean, I guess I could kind of see where he's coming from, but ultimately, I think this is Martin.
I think it's Martin too, because he was like, well, I don't know if I really want to move in because seeing my face might trigger, trigger her, and because I look like Martin, and I'm like, you gotta do better than that.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense. Martin has hacked her, so like I get it, but yeah, I definitely think that this is Martin. I don't think this is out because it's just going way too perfectly, and it's just, I don't know. From the moment that she asked him to move in with her, that was when my flags went up.
Well, he was acting brand new when he was over at the Jazz Lounge, and I'm like, dude, you were staying in the hotel. Alan was staying in the hotel. Then he acted brand new when he came to the Abbott Mansion. Alan actually came to the Abbott Mansion when he had a sit down conversation with her, with Ashley. Remember way back when Jack and them brought him to town?
He had been there a few times, right?
Yeah, at the Abbott estate. And then when so-called Alan comes in, when they came off of that trip from LA, Martin looking like, oh wow, really nice place. And I'm like, dude, you've been there before.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know why they do Tracy like this.
I know. And the thing
He
is,
deserves it.
Ashley will know. She'll know. He might
Yeah.
say something or a phrase that he used at the time. Something possibly is going to trigger her. I could be wrong. And we're not saying that this is a spoiler, you guys, but I don't know. Part of me
Yeah.
think that that's Martin.
No, I agree with you. I think when Ashley comes back to town, that's going to be when it comes out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. But like you said, girl, I feel sorry for Tracy. She finally got a man, and they look like they were so cute together.
They were. They are. They're adorable together.
And
This
then,
isn't fair.
no, writers. That's not cool. That she could possibly be with a sociopath.
Yeah.
That sucks.
All these years. They just done Tracy so wrong all these years.
I know. Oh my goodness. We did have the conversation upstairs at the GCAC with Summer and Phyllis. Summer is trying to talk her off the ledge with this whole harebrained scheme about trying to out Sharon at the funeral.
That woman makes me cringe. She makes me cringe because she just cannot let people do their job. She always has to insert herself into something, and I feel like whatever it is, even though she's on the right path, because we all know Sharon is behind dumping her body at least.
Mm-hmm.
So Sharon knows what's going on. She knows what happened with Heather, or think she did.
Mm-hmm.
But she always has to stick her nose into a situation instead of just letting things play out and letting Christine do her job, letting the police do their job, which they're not doing a very good job right now, but they're following the evidence. Right. And I feel like whatever it is that she's going to do is just going to cause more chaos, and it is going to screw things up because she just can't help herself but try to be the one to save her kids from getting in trouble. She's got to be the one to figure it all out. She can't just sit back and let things happen.
Nope. She always got to stick her nose and stuff, and I mean, you talking
and
about
to use a funeral at that,
right? She gonna do that at it. If I was Sharon, I wouldn't have showed. Okay, let me ask you. Let me just put it out here. Do you think Sharon should even go to that funeral?
No, they didn't have a relationship. It's not like her and Heather were friends. And on top of that, they had their issues, at the time that she passed away. So why would she go there?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, do us a favor and disappoint Phyllis by not going to the funeral.
I don't know why Phyllis thinks that she would show up to the funeral.
Well, according to Phyllis, she was like, oh no, I know Sharon. She's going to show up because she probably want to see for herself about however she described that. But my thing is, I'm like, Sharon better not go to that funeral.
Yeah, Sharon would be an idiot if she did that.
I mean, her own daughter's not going to be there. Her dad is not going to be there, meaning Heather. But you going to show up, that's going to look suspect.
Yeah.
Why are you there?
And why would you want to upset Heather's family?
Exactly. Knowing that they already suspect you, that they're not happy with you, why would you go?
Yeah.
So I guess we'll have to see if Sharon actually shows up. If she show up, I'm going to be like, you know what? Then you get what you asked for. Because you didn't have to be there. For what?
Right.
I mean, the only other thing I can think of is if Nick talk her into it.
I don't know why Nick would do that either. Nick would be stupid to talk her into going to that funeral.
Oh, just come go with me and blah, blah, blah. I hope she don't go. But
why would Nick go?
Well, to support Phyllis. Nick played two in the middle.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, I guess you're right.
Because he claimed he want to support both ladies. He's supporting Sharon with her issues, and he's supporting Phyllis because of what's going on with Daniel. So Nick will probably show up.
This is a mess.
A hot mess.
I'm about tired of Phyllis anyway.
Girl, and then she get to okay. So then there's this conversation between Lily and Billy. And I want that Odyssey 7 secret to come out. This would be null and void at this point.
Yeah, if they let it come out.
Victor is the one that can drop that bombshell because he don't want Lily is in the way. Lily is not only in the way of Billy, Lily's also in the way of Victor.
Yeah.
And that's why he keep trying to say, look, go back to your family's company. You need to get out the way. Devon, go get your sister. So, I mean, she obviously thinks that she got everything in her back pocket and that she can do whatever she wants. And it's like, if Victor dropped, because that's the only other person that know for sure who gave him that secret is him.
Yeah, I just wonder though, is this one of the things where the show is just going to sweep that under the rug and they're just not going to mention it, or are they actually going to let that come out?
I honestly think maybe they would, because I remember Victor telling Nikki, he was like, oh, I got one way to handle Lily when Jill get to town. You remember that? It was about a week and a half ago.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Yeah, so, and I was like, what is he going to do? And the only thing that he can do to really shut Lily down is to tell Jill that, you know, the Odyssey 7 thing came from her.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, and of course, Jill is not going to think Victor is lying because, you know, how would he know about that?
Yeah. I'm just tired of her, like the way that she spoke to Divine yesterday, and then just the ugly attitude that she, I don't know, I guess Billy deserves it. I don't really care about him. I was annoyed with the way that she spoke to Divine. I don't know if that was yesterday or if that was Friday's episode.
I think it was Friday.
Yeah. She interrupted that man's family time to vent to him about her conversation with Nikki. And then got mad at him because once again he's like, I want you to come and work with me, and she got that old crappy attitude with him. Yep. And it was like, well, maybe I shouldn't come to your wedding so I don't upset Victor and Nikki. Like, girl, have a seat. Your brother is trying to help you, and all you doing is just being nasty to him because you don't want to go work at his company and you want that CEO position again. Like, I get it. Like I was saying yesterday, I get the frustration, but she's just being so ew. Yeah, exactly. I don't like her attitude right now. No, I don't care about her attitude with Billy, but I don't like the way that she's treating Divine.
I mean, the thing is that both of them have stabbed each other in the back. At this point, you know, is that Bree?
Yep, that's Bree.
That is me.
Hey, girl, how's your son?
He's doing better. His fever's been kind of fluctuating on and off, so I've been kind of monitoring that. But he's doing well, though. His hearing's open up, so it's kind of like a whole new world for him. So I'm very happy about that.
Okay,
that's good to hear.
That's good.
Thank you.
I know you came in right at the time we was talking about Lily and her stank attitude.
Oh, Miss Pitiful. I really hope that truth comes out. I cannot wait for Victor to have a conversation with Jill, because I feel that's going to come. That's coming. Because if he wants to put a nail in that coffin as far as that girl ever working over at Chancellor, he going to let that be known that she volunteered company secrets to him so she can secure a position.
Yep. So I don't know.
I'm just ready for them to move on from this. I feel if they put Lily and Billy back together at Chancellor, this will have all been for nothing.
I don't see that happening. I think
it will either. I feel like we've been doing this back and forth dance with them for a year now.
Yeah. Yep. Go ahead.
And that I feel like that's going to be rewarding Lily for her shenanigans. I think they made a huge deal about this Odyssey 7 thing that I feel that's what's going to come out. They're like, what's the term I'm using for? They're not going to sweep that under the rug. Because Victor let it be known he knows how to deal with Lily. He knows how to deal with Jill. That's going to come out.
Yep. I'm telling you, this girl, I'm like, girl, you better go back to Winters while you can save your face. I mean,
no,
go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, Devon better not let that girl come back to that company. As much as she disrespected him.
That is true.
She disrespected him. She's been disrespecting her father's name. She acting like the company is the scum of the earth. Like she too good to go back over to her father's company. No, she don't need to go over there. She need to be sitting right there on the unemployment line where she belongs.
You know, Devon ain't gonna do that to her.
Look, I couldn't be Devon. You're not gonna disrespect me. Y'all see how disrespectful she was yesterday?
I thought that was Friday.
Monday too. She'd been disrespectful. I know it was this week. I think it was Monday, or she was disrespectful about not going to the wedding and saying that she can't deal with Victor and calling this man a jerk because he wants her to go work over the family company. Who does that?
I know, right?
No, she don't need to go over to Winters at all.
You want her to be at the unemployment office, huh?
Where she belongs, yes.
That's so crazy.
She and Carter are the same person.
That's what Sandra said. Lily, Audra, Carter, and Hopeless.
Yes, they the same people. Like this band together and just sync together. However you all need to do it.
Oh man. And so while they're having the conversation, Phyllis overhears and break up the conversation because obviously as much as Billy is trying to play nice, Lily is not trying to hear it, and Phyllis is like, why won't you, I thought we were working together. He was like, look, we ain't doing this. I'm sorry. And I was actually hoping that those two would work together. I was interested in that storyline.
Maybe in the future. I think it has to be written this way right now, because I feel like they're slowly wrapping up the stuff going on with Lily. I think because everything's closing in on her, and I feel like she knows that too. I think the end game will be her working at Winters, even though it's a horrible idea because she's disrespectful. But I think later down the line, Billy and Phyllis are going to start working together. I really feel that way.
What you think, Keish?
About Billy and Phyllis working together?
Yeah, would you want to see that storyline? Because I was hoping that it would have continued. But obviously, I don't know. At least not for right now, it's not.
No.
You're not interested?
No. Phyllis needs to go find something of her own. She was annoying me for that short time that her and Billy were working together. She's just like very, I don't know how to explain it. It's just like she wants one thing after another, and she's just relentless. And it's like, shut up, Phyllis. You give him your ideas and then back off. But it's like, are we going to do this? Can we do this? Have you thought about it? You want to do it? Like, what's your answer? Like, oh my gosh, be quiet. I can't. I have lost patience with Phyllis. And Phyllis she has been one of my favorite characters for over a decade. In the last 4 years or so with her, I've just lost patience with that character. She's just become very annoying. So.
Tommy Smith said Lily can work at McDonald's. Even McDonald's is too good for her. But actually, correction. Yeah, McDonald's is way too good for her. She needs the unemployment line. She needs to grovel, beg, cry. The way that she's been moving, she don't deserve to work for nobody. Just disrespectful. She need to tone that attitude in her tone when she's talking to people trying to help her.
Yeah, that girl get on my nerves. Oh. Lily is irritating, and I mean, so is Hope and Carter, but we'll get there. Let's see, and
You
then
talk about the scam artist.
yeah, go ahead and throw your thoughts in. We kind of at the tail end, but go ahead and do your quick summary.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You
No.
because you said you were coming in around bold, so
Yeah. So Amy's a scam artist.
mm,
I fully believe that in my spirit. The way that she is going hard with trying to get Nate on board with telling her son her business makes absolutely no sense to me. I don't understand. Didn't she work for the police department? So she would have some sort of like background on how to track people, I would assume, right? And then she said, oh, she wants to go visit her friends, so your friends can help you out in trying to find your own child. And why are you waiting to the last minute to find your own child? This is not Nate's business. I'm glad that he kept saying no, that he needs to stay out of it. I highly agree with that. That is not that man's place. But she keeps pushing and egging it on, and then doing this little sympathy roundabout. She a whole scam artist. I think Audra called it out correctly, and she would know because she herself was a scam artist.
mm-hmm. Yep. Oh yeah, Jacqueline said her father was chief of police.
See. So she don't know how to try to find people now. She doesn't have any connections. Her dad didn't have any connections. Anybody she knew within the police force couldn't help her. But she gonna ask the doctor.
Yeah,
The
and remember
doctor.
she also said when that she ain't got no more money to do this, so she looking for money from Nate, and I'm like, girl, bye.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she can miss me with that. And the thing is, I'm hoping I'm wrong. I really do, because I feel for people who have cancer. I do. But the way and that's another thing too. She's talking to a whole doctor who said who can help her with her condition, or at least get her around people who might give her a second opinion or help her with treatment. She's refusing that, which I understand people do refuse that.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they're at late stage, I understand they want to just live their life and not worry about like medication that can make things worse. I do
Right.
understand that.
Mm-hmm.
But that is this man's expertise, is to help people medically. He's not a detective. You are a daughter of a police chief. Certainly she has ties within the police department who can help her locate and track her child, and may not ever have to come out of pocket for it.
Yeah, well, obviously she wants somebody else, as they say. You know how they say, get somebody else to do it. That's what she doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she a whole scam artist. I'm sorry.
And then the last part of today's episode is the Phyllis sitting at that bar, because we had Billy show up and meet up with Tracy and Alan, and he's trying to say, because he was feeling sorry for himself, and now he's about to fight the world. And then you got Phyllis talking about she's hit rock bottom, and now she's about to fight the world and not even pay attention to her kids. So now we just got everybody spiraling out of control right now. Lily's out of control. Billy's about to do whatever. Then we got this situation. Victor is scheming. Jack and Diane are fighting. Kyle can't get his freak on because of Summer getting in the way. And so... And so it's just chaos all around, and we got this wedding coming up, and then there's supposed to be a surprise visitor, whoever that is. So it's gonna be interesting. What you got on there? You got anything else on that, Keish?
Nope.
Are you sure? She said you don't want to talk about Phyllis, huh?
I don't have anything else to say about her other than she worked my last nerve.
Phyllis is gonna be Phyllis. Like I mean, yeah, she is a whole mess. She's a mess all within herself. I just don't want her to mess this up for her son. That's the only thing I'm concerned about. But if it means Phyllis being messy to get the truth out, let that woman be messy. And you mentioned Tracy, poor lady. I feel so bad. Martin then showed his true colors today's episode.
Oh yeah, see, and that's what I thought the same thing too. Because why are you and we both, me and Keish had, because Keish was like, well, maybe not, maybe it is a genuine concern, and then I know on the flip side, I'm like, I think she would be okay if that was Alan.
I would love for it to be Alan.
I would too.
Just for Tracy. But this man is talking about what do you say? He's going to trigger Ashley. But I thought you're the good one. Why would you be concerned about triggering her?
Right.
And plus, didn't you help her get into the hospital to help her get her treatment? I mean, why would you feel you're triggering her?
Yeah, that part just didn't sit too well with me.
Yeah, he's showing his true colors leading up to the wedding.
I know, right? All right. Let's move on to bowl, y'all. How many people in the chat, Bree? I know you can see on your side.
We got 101.
101. Okay, cool. Oh, Lord. Keisha, I'll let you start first. What you got on this? Where you want to start?
With Ridge. Because Ridge did what we knew Ridge was going to do. And he went to that house to talk to Brooke. And even though he didn't say he was okay with Hope coming back, he basically just framed it as it was all Steffy.
Yep.
And like he didn't 100% agree with her. So Ridge, once again, not really backing his daughter, just kind of saying, well, it was Steffy, and I just kind of went along with it.
Right.
Like, no, you go to that house and you tell her that girl was on my son-in-law in lingerie. And Steffy warned her, and this is what happened, and I back her on it because she was wrong, and she's been wrong for the last however many months now.
I don't understand. Why is he so afraid of this woman?
I don't know. It's always been like that with him.
I mean, he come up in there looking like a kid that got in trouble at school.
Yeah. But let the roles be reversed. And it's one of his kids that has done something to piss off Brooke. He has no issue cutting them.
Nope. He did that with Thomas.
Or scolding them.
Yep.
But you're right. He walked up in that house like a kid getting ready to get in trouble.
Yeah, and then say she did it. It was her. I didn't do. Yeah. I was just there.
I didn't fire her, but I asked her to leave the building. Way to back up your daughter, Ridge.
What you got? What you got, Bree?
Oh my God! This is the Ridge way. I think he can go back on that decision and go against Steffy. They've been
1,000% is going to do that.
Yeah, the way that he could have said 10 toes down and said, "Look, I backed my daughter up. What she did was inappropriate, and I'm sorry this happened to your child. But business is business." Nope. Even with that whole scenario where Steffy and Hope were arguing at office before she fired her, like he was more concerned about how it was going to affect Brooke than Steffy or Hope. He does not care. That he cared about who he laying up with, and that's Brooke in her house that he built for Taylor, by the way. That house that Brooke lives in, that was designed for him and Taylor years back, but I digress. He don't want to go back to his own daddy's house. He really don't. He's more concerned with always appeasing this woman's kids and appeasing this woman's feelings. That's why Taylor and Steffy are like, look, you need to stay strong, Dad. Don't let them get to you, because they know they always do. The Logans will always do that. Even Katie's like, look, I'm not even going to worry about talking to you. I'm going to talk to your daddy because I know I can get through to him. Yeah, it's easy to get to Ridge.
He's weak when it comes to them. That's why they were so quick to say, where's Ridge? I know he didn't do this. Because they know how he moved when it comes to Brooke. all the time. And it's just, I was like, dang, Ridge, really? You just gonna be like, well, she did it. I just, I walked her out. That's all I did. Really? Is that all you did? Sure, let's go with that, Ridge. Because you was standing right there. Yeah, this is a mess. We didn't have this before Ridge came over there, which Hope is putting, or I would say Carter and Brooke is allowing Hope to put them in an impossible position with don't tell the secret. Why not? She talking about, they will undermine. You already fired, ma'am.
Right.
So, I mean, undermine what? You don't have a job right now. It doesn't matter at this point.
I guess she thinks that this will save Carter's job, and if they find out that she's going to fire Carter too.
Well, he's talking about overthrowing the company anyway, so he's either get fired now or later.
Right.
I agree. And the way he talks, he must have millions and millions of dollars in the bank. He ain't worried about trying to keep his own job. Like, he's like, you might as well tell them. We might as well come clean about it, which I agree. But she's even looking at this man like, look, you better want to keep your job. Like, I don't see you having any other income besides that.
I can't imagine that Carter is broke or would be in financial ruin if he got fired from that job.
But in comparison to Hope is a multi-millionaire. She's a multi-millionaire. He doesn't have the type of bank account she has. So she could easily say that. Same way Brooke can easily say that. Look, that's why Brooke gets away with a lot. Because if she walks away from the company, she knows she's financially taken care of. She's good. Whereas Carter, he just like Lily, just an employee. Because if he has talking about his legacy and wants to do right for his future, he could, if he had money like that, he would start his own company, wouldn't he?
Did y'all see Tanisha Gray's comment? She said, I used to root for Thope, but now I'm so glad Thomas walked away from Hope.
Oh my goodness. The disrespect of this woman.
I don't know what was going through my mind to have ever rooted for them or rooted for her to be with him. I think it was just me still wanting it from when they were Thope and OG Thope. And I got it out of my system last year when they put them together, and after this I never want them back together again. I cannot stand this character. Thomas deserves better.
I mean, I'm trying to see if I can use this term, and this is not connecting to anything else, but the way that Carter was speaking about the Logans, he got LDS.
You know what? Yeah.
What'd you say?
I don't know what that means.
You know what that means, Bree?
Yeah, we'll put it in the group chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, we learned all kind of terminologies on Soap Corner Talk.
I mean, he talking about how he wants to be there to protect her for not only Hope, but Brooke, but all of the Logans. I'm like,
Lord.
Really?
Yeah.
Carter.
And then he's talking about, I need to talk to my friend. Like, I'm not going to stand for this. They're not going to get away with this. So, like, what are you going to do? He's not saying what he's going to do. That's kind of annoying me. Like, are you going to sue them? Like, are you trying to get up in their faces? Are you going to quit and, like, start a business? Like, what are you planning to do? He's just talking a lot of hot air.
Yeah. I feel like the first thing he's going to try to do is convince Ridge to change his mind about firing Hope, because that's what they all do. When Steffy makes a decision, who do they go to next? They go to Ridge or Eric. So I feel like that's what he's going to do initially, and that kind of makes me feel like maybe Ridge won't go back on the firing, because then it won't progress the story forward with, I guess, Carter making whatever big move that he's going to make. Because of course, them not hiring Hope back is going to really like set him off, and who knows what he'll do after that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, maybe try to sue him for the wrongful termination, or I don't know, what do you call it if you have like a toxic boss or CEO in the workplace? Maybe something like that, because
like
the language
intimidation or something, or
I don't know, but the language that they were using today.
Oh, wait a minute. What is a hostile work environment?
Yeah.
Okay.
The language that they were using today, where him and Hope were both saying how basically you're not valued at the company if your last name isn't Forrester, and they had the employees watch Hope, basically tell Steffy how she's proud to be a Logan, and she's bullied her all these years and has tried to figure out ways to get rid of her. She did that little performance in front of some employees. So I feel like he's going to try to go that angle and try to make it seem as if Steffy and Ridge abused their power around Forrester Creations and try to sue them that way.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, Hope is gassing him up big time. You should do this. I mean, you got to do this for us. And then she was like, I finally found, what did she say? I replayed that part right before she kissed him.
Something about finally finding a good man.
Right.
Or something like that.
And yeah. I'm like, so, and I know the issues with Liam, so I guess Thomas was just straight up a toy. He had to be.
Oh. And let's not forget Wyatt. So Wyatt wasn't a good man to her? Like, she's just...
I think all we're supposed to get her and Wyatt were even married at one point. She never talks about him.
Right. And I'm like, just the disrespect. So she ain't never been with any good men. No men have like treated her like the princess that she is, or was for that matter, until she met Carter, when he was throwing his weight around and trying to talk Hope up in front of Steffy and talk up for the Logans like that. So she ain't met a good man until she met Carter. That is insane to me.
Yeah, that don't make sense to me. They are definitely trying to rewrite. To me, they want to undo Thope. We were so stuck on it. They broke up back in the spring, and people was like, "Oh no. They as soon as Thomas go back, it's gonna be over. They're gonna be fine." They really are trying to unalive that storyline. They gotta be. They trying to rewrite the whole thing in Rome. They trying to rewrite this whole thing about she ain't never had a love like this before. Singing, who sang that song? Stephanie Mills?
I think so. I can hear it in my head.
Right. I mean, it's like, girl. Yeah, he was just, and who was that? Allison put it in the chat. I'm gonna pin it. Yep, Thomas was just, yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah.
And so she never, and the only reason that she probably didn't want to marry that man is because she only saw him as a dude with benefits.
You know what? I think that's partially too, but I honestly think that he was the anti-Liam. And I think that she wanted to punish Liam for not forgiving her for cheating like she did, forgive him for all the cheating that he did when they were together. So she got with his worst enemy who hurt him, and I think she was acting out. I think a part of, like, later down the line, she started to catch feelings for this man, and she started to say "love you" at the 11th hour. But I think in the beginning, she wanted to let loose and be wild, and she knew it would get underneath Liam's skin, and she was happy about it. She was even prancing around in the lingerie when Liam came over to the cabin, and she's like, "Yeah, this is for Thomas." That's all she cared about.
Sticking it to Liam.
You know what's frustrating about that, though, is that we rarely saw Liam in that storyline. He showed up at the cabin, and he had maybe one or two other conversations with her about it, and that was it. I feel like he should have been more present in that storyline with Thope. But instead, they inserted Finn when he did that whole stupid "as I live and breathe" line. And they inserted Steffy to be the opposition. And I feel like that should have really been Liam. And Steffy, you know, of course, would have had her 2 cents because she had her concerns. But Liam should have been the one just like full force being against them. Liam and Brooke.
Mm-hmm.
But
Brooke was definitely against it.
Oh, she was against it until Steffy and Taylor showed up.
Mm-hmm.
And the minute Steffy and Taylor, they started putting them in the storyline, she changed her tune.
Yeah,
she completely changed her tune.
Then I mean, the other part of this, they making this look like retaliation. The bottom line is that she need to take accountability. And I said this yesterday, Keish, when we was on the line. None of this would even be an issue if you wasn't prancing around in your underwear in that office that anybody can walk in. I mean, and you didn't. Again, she didn't check where dude was. I thought you was coming back to the office. Well, ma'am, maybe you should have checked.
Right. And that's the other frustrating thing about this narrative right now is they're trying to make it seem as if for years Steffy has just been abusing Brooke and Hope at that company. And I'm like, Brooke and Hope have had more support and more love and care at that company than Steffy has had herself. And she's one of the owners. She's always overruled by her father and her grandfather. They talk to her any old kind of way. Like, what are you guys talking about? How is it all of a sudden Steffy has been bullying you for years? You guys haven't had any support. You guys have had to fight tooth and nail to get what you need at that company. It has not been like that. And Steffy herself, they have shown Steffy on camera, on screen, in dialogue, talk about how successful Hope for the Future is.
Yeah,
and how she, even this year, even a couple of months ago, she told Brooke, I want Hope for the Future to be successful because that's good for Forrester Creations. But now all of a sudden she's been gunning for Hope for years.
I mean, the thing is, it really hasn't been the whole gun. It was them fighting over a dude for a decade. That's what it all came down to. Both of y'all were fighting over a dude who couldn't get his head on straight because he waffled back and forth.
Right.
Y'all argued over Liam for 12 years.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So all this other, and then the thing is, Steffy allowed her line to stick around for this whole past year since Thomas left. If that was the case, she would have said, well, Thomas gone, so are you. She didn't do that. She gave you a chance. She gave RJ and Zende and anybody on the team, and the numbers was trash, and the numbers was trash in quarter 3, and now we're in quarter 4, and it's still trash. And now you want to take down the company because you made bad decisions.
Yeah.
And this fool, Carter, I'm sorry, but dude, you crashing out. How my daughter put it? Crazy work. You doing some this is crazy work on how he's crashing out over this whole situation instead of saying, look, Hope, part of the problem is that you shouldn't have did what you did in the office. And maybe we need to clear this up. But no. A person that's making bad decisions, you're going to let her dictate to not only you, but to her mother that y'all can't say nothing. And now Ridge is like, well, explain what's going on. And Brooke's sitting up there looking like a deer in headlights because she can't say nothing.
Exactly.
This is so stupid.
It's dumb.
And then Katie.
Mm-hmm.
Marching in the CEO office talking about she can't fire Hope. And when Katie said, do you really think Hope would try to seduce Finn right across the hall from your office? And I'm like, have we forgotten that Hope a couple months ago kissed Finn in her grandfather's, in Steffy's grandfather's house with their family and friends literally right there in the same room. They just had a little wall in between them. And I think Steffy had stepped outside for a second to talk on the phone. But do you really find that so unbelievable that she would try that after she did what she did.
I mean, and the thing is, this can be cleared up. And she going around talking about, I didn't have a chance to explain. Steffy asked her 4 times.
Right.
And she didn't want to say anything because she's trying to cover for. Carter is telling you, let me handle this. You don't have to cover for me. Why don't we just tell the truth? It wasn't what they thought. Because, I mean, the worst that they can do is say, okay, well, it's inappropriate behavior. But she wasn't coming after Finn.
That is very much true. And it's great advice lawyer that she refused to take.
You got a whole attorney and a COO on your hands who have to make operations decisions on an entire national or international company, and you don't trust him to listen to his decisions? Yeah, okay. Well, he obviously feels that what she said, well, you know what, let's just go with your plan and just don't say anything, and then we're gonna do a hostile takeover. That makes sense. Then say, hey, I was actually waiting for Carter. That's it.
Yep. Because he was perfectly fine with risking it all, losing his job and everything. So the worst that it could happen is he gets fired. And that's it.
Yeah.
But, I mean, and he's perfectly fine with that. And it's not like this man is going to get a job at McDonald's. This man is a whole attorney. So he's going to get a good job somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be as simple as just telling the truth, but this girl lives for secrecy and scandal. This is all from her mother's genetic pool. That's why she likes to try to get it in the office and being stupid enough to not lock doors and get caught in situations like her mother did. This is just all from the Logan genetic pool. She's just playing right into the genetics.
Would you consider Hope more Logan or Sharp?
Oh no, Sharp? No, definitely not a Sharp. This is all her mother right here. Always getting caught up in misunderstandings. I used to hate when they said that.
Okay.
It was a misunderstanding. They don't understand. Always crying, and the thing is, she playing right into everything her mother did. She going right to her mammy with all her issues.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She doing everything her mother would do. She going right to her mama crying, like, this isn't fair. Like, mommy, keep my secrets from me. Mommy, go to Ridge for me. Do this for me. Like, she's a Logan. She plays right into exactly what her mother would do. Deacon, we haven't really seen him too much on the show, except for like the early 2000s when he was with Bridget. But like, she's definitely no Sharp.
Yeah, if Hope was more Sharp, she would have been scheming and setting things up to make it look like her and Finn were having an affair. Or she would have been scheming. She would have asked Carter to fudge the numbers for her line so her line doesn't get cut.
Yeah,
she would have been doing that kind of stuff.
Gotcha. Well,
she don't have to go cojones for that.
I'm curious to see what Carter's plan is or what he's going to do in order to, take down the Forresters. Their name is on the building. How dare they? They own the company.
Right.
This man been owning this company for almost 40 years before you came on the scene. What are you talking about?
I agree.
You're not entitled to anything. You don't have a stake in the company. You work there. You're an employee. You and Lily, both of y'all would be perfect for each other.
And the way that they keep talking about like his grand ideas and how he's, I guess, pissed off that they won't give his idea a chance, is, again, like you said, it's as if he feels entitled to have them take on this big project. And I don't understand like why he's so mad about that. Like, you presented an idea to them and they don't want to do it. It's a huge undertaking. And they said no. They have a right to tell you no.
And especially Eric. Eric is the one that told. It wasn't Steffi. It wasn't Ridge. It was Eric, the founder of the company, that says, I haven't had debt since the inception of this company. And you want me to take on debt to create your ideas? No.
Right.
And he's mad about that.
Yeah, I'm confused about why he's so up in arms about being rejected with that. And even the way him and Hope were talking about it today was as if they had no right to tell Carter no.
Yeah, this whole thing it's just the entitlement. And the thing is, I don't like the way they write. I don't know if LSV is writing this or whoever, but
I hope not.
I hope not.
No, he says that he actually replied to somebody's comment on Twitter yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
He said that he has no control over the direction of the story. He just writes the dialogue that goes with it.
So Bradley Bell is approving this.
Yeah.
Okay, but he's
Bell
still writing it. He said, okay, so direction is one thing to tell people how to move, but you wrote it.
Yeah, but if Riley Bell is saying, I want you to, I don't know, Carter is going to sue Forster Creations. The way this story is going, I don't think it matters what dialogue he writes to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that he is talking about how upset he is that they won't accept his ideas, or how they're treating, or how Steffi is treating Hope. No matter which way he writes that, he still looks like an idiot right now. Because that's the direction that they want the character to go in.
Yeah.
They want the character to blame Steffi. They want the character to be mad that they won't accept his proposal.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, he is, but the way that it's written, where he's crashing out over Hope and the Logans over this, it looks pathetic. It's, I know we gave him the Platinum Simp Award a couple weeks ago. I mean, this got to be the Diamond Award or something.
I don't think we've even seen Diamond yet, because I want to see what he's going to actually tell Steffi and Ridge, what his plan is, and tell them off about their decision to do with their company.
Yeah, how you gonna come up in there and tell somebody what to do with their own business?
Right.
I mean, unless you got leverage, or you've been hiding information that maybe somebody been doing something underhanded and he used that as blackmail or something. That's the only way I could think, in a soapy drama way. I know what's been going on, and I've been watching the numbers, and I know what you've been doing, Ridge and Steffi. You've been doing ABCD, if they decide to write some stupid plot out of nowhere and make it look like, if you don't do this, that, and the third, then I'm going to go public with this information. That's, I mean, anything is possible because this guy, what else could he come up with?
I don't know.
He doesn't have a leg to stand on anything.
He's gonna say anything to get with Hope and to be in that girl's good graces. And you see now how they mosey their way back over to his house, even though she had a whole place on her mother's front yard. So whatever he's doing,
now, Bree, that couch has been overused.
Well, not since March, from what she's saying. It probably aired out, but the fact that now she feels comfortable with him, he's kissing her tail. When it comes to Steffi, he's boosting up the Logans. Like, this is all he cares. This is all that she cares about from this man. I don't think she even genuinely cares for him. It's about what he can do for her and how he makes her feel.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it's not a man that she's chasing, she don't really care about the men like that. She cares about the men that she chases. And to be honest, he's about to lose his job, and this girl gonna make a huge fool out of this man. And this is why I personally did not want this for Carter.
No.
I'm guessing because Will texted somebody after he told Katie about Hope getting fired. I'm assuming that he probably texted Liam. So I'm curious as to how Liam is going to play into this.
Yeah.
Because he still wants Hope back. So I feel like he's going to do something to try to be the hero for her and involve his dad.
So now you got two guys at the same time crashing out over Hope.
What is he gonna say to Steffy? Because he's gonna go straight to Steffy.
Of course he will.
He's not even gonna bother with Reg, but he's gonna go straight to Steffy. And I can see Brooke going straight to Bill or venting to Bill about what's happening. Somewhere along the lines, the Spencers are about to get involved in all of this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna go straight to Steffy and try to confront her about firing Hope. I mean, he went to Finn after Hope kissed Finn and tried to blame him for it.
Right.
And I think he even said to Steffy, he tried to make excuses for Hope.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
yeah, talking about Hope wouldn't do that. I can't see Hope doing that. That's what he said.
Like, didn't Hope do that with you?
Right. He said Hope is not a home wrecker. I'm like, sir, what happened to your home?
you on your daddy's couch. She wrecked it.
For a year and a half now.
Right. Oh my gosh. Well, that I know they supposed to, obviously we got the beginning of what's supposed to happen with those two tomorrow at his apartment. So it's supposed to be two love scenes, one with them and one with Steffy and Finn. So which
I didn't think
good.
What'd you say?
I didn't think Steffy and Finn were having a love scene. I thought that was just them. The way I read the spoiler, it just sounded like they were talking.
Well, we do know that it seems like it's going to be these two. And I don't know if at first I was like, let's. I don't even know if I'm interested. Y'all interested in seeing Hope and Carter in a love scene tomorrow?
What'd you say?
You almost said Hope and Finn.
Yeah, I know. Y'all interested in seeing that?
I mean, I'm always interested in seeing Carter in a love scene.
Yeah, I guess, but he like a whole simp. That's the thing. And I know, Keish, I know you don't like that. So anyway.
No, it's not that I don't like it. I just like it to be used properly, and it's being used properly for him right now.
Okay. All right, so I don't feel bad then.
Yeah.
Yep, so all right, y'all got anything else? Y'all good?
The love scene better be good tomorrow. That's all I got to say. It better be worth all of this mess that Carter's talking about.
I meant to ask you, Bree, about yesterday when Claire ripped open Kyle's shirt. Did it seem like she had a V card or something, or no?
Oh no!
Yeah,
she lost it somewhere along the line because she was just comfortable, and she was ready to go. She put her big girl panties on and ready to take them off.
I know. Oh man! When I saw that, and she was taking control of the situation because he was sitting on the bed, she was trying to get on top of him, and she ripped that shirt open. I'm like, wait, I thought you were new to this world, ma'am. But I guess not. So. I guess maybe she's been reading a lot of romance novels or something, or reading some of Tracy's books or something.
Well, this is the same Claire who was trying to get Nate out for a drink.
Do we have a Luna situation going on?
Possibly. I don't know, but she definitely is no virgin by any means. So she got it in. She got it in the midst of all the Jordan stuff. I don't know how or when, but she's definitely no stranger to what she did with Kyle.
Yeah, and see, even Sandra said that's not how Lola was with Kyle. Because Lola she had a V card too. She wasn't doing that.
Yep, exactly.
Oh man. All right, you guys. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. We're gonna end it right here. I know we was having a good old time with me, Bree, and Keish. Trish should be back on Friday, so that's a good thing. We'll get Trishy back. And other than that, y'all got anything else before we go?
Nope,
Y'all good? All right, and until the next time, we'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, Sophies.